What's up, YouTubers? My name is Daquan and welcome back to my channel, Rental Junkie. Today I want to walk you through all the modifications that I've done to my 2017 Hyundai Elantra. Now, everything you see is visually appealing. I have done no engine work because, to be honest, I kind of think it's pointless, and we might get into that. But just long story short, it's a 2.0. I bought it for economy and reliability, so I kind of don't want to mess with that at all, especially being great on gas. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Now guys, like I said, everything that's been done to the car is visually appealing, no engine work. Probably going to be a pretty short video today, guys, simply because everything I've done I could probably go over really quick. The most thing that I want you to get out of this video is that this is my first car that I've ever modified. I've never had a car that I've done anything to, not even put rims on it. Every car I've had before this, I pretty much just drove, didn't think of doing anything to it. And I want to walk you guys through not only what I've done to the car. I'm not going to go into prices or anything or shops that I've done because that's pretty much pointless for this video. What I really am going to want you guys to get out of this video is how much time and energy it took to do this. And then secondly, most importantly, is essentially what I've learned from doing this and what I've learned what I will do going forward on my next vehicles. Now, from doing this, when I started it, I kind of got addicted to doing it. I guess that's just the way it goes. I've seen plenty of things, like I can't even drive stock cars anymore. I have to do something to it to make it mine, to make it visually appealing to me, to make it, you know, unique to me. So like I said, we're gonna go front to back. I'm gonna tell you everything that I've done to the car down to the last thing, and then I'm gonna explain everything as I do it. And like I said, guys, let's get into it. Now, like I said, you guys already know this is my 2017 Hyundai Elantra. And I'm going to try to go in order by things that I did first. But this probably will not be in any particular order. So first, what I'm going to start with is the front. Now, you guys, you see that I do have changed out grille. I have a wrap done, and I do have a front diffuser, and I do have what they call claws here. I have headlights, LED headlights. Those are not the stock headlights. My original headlights did not have this LED bar in here, and we'll get into that. And then I also have these kind of like angry eyebrow looking things. I thought they looked cool with my wrap. So let's explain my front end, because my front end let's explain my front end, because my front end was the hardest that I did. I started from back to front, to be honest. That's why I'm going from front to back. My front end, the first thing I did on the car was my headlights. Now, my stock headlights did look like that. Obviously, you see they perfectly fit into the car and everything. My stock headlights did look like that, but except two things actually. This LED bar right here, which is not lit up because the car is not cranked, and this right here, were not there. That LED bar burns white, bright white like my headlights, and the behind it is usually yellow, and it's usually just a side marker that they put on cars that, you know, most cars have to have a side marker. The thing about those headlights is I had them for 8 months and they stopped working. I ordered them online from a Korean company. Like all my parts that you see on my car, I ordered online from a Korean company. Not the same company necessarily, but a Korean company. I bid on them, got a pretty good price for them. Nowhere near what probably I should have paid for them. And when you buy headlights, guys, what I didn't know, and I don't know anything about electrical engineering or any of that, I didn't know that they were supposed to come with a harness. It said plug and play, so I'm like, okay, cool. I opened up my hood and I said, hey, look, you know, they're plug and play. There's a little plug, you unplug it, you plug it back in. When I bought them, that was not the case. The company be wary of the companies that you buy parts from, because the company that I bought the part from they said plug and play, but that's because the company that they bought them from said plug and play. When I got them, they were not plug and play. They had no wiring harness. I had to take it to a professional shop that I had to pay hourly, which was a ridiculous hourly. Took them 2.5 hours to rewire these to my car. Rewiring, as they had to create a harness for these to work. Meaning that if I want my original headlights back into this car, I have to go get it rewired for my original headlights. They had to cut wires, they had to add wires and everything. And although it did look amazing when I first got it, within 9 months, my passenger side light went out. I took it back into the guys that I got it wired, and they said, hey, look, one of them is just out. So I had them unwire the other one. And I didn't want to go through the hassle of putting my old headlights back in there. They still look good. They still straight LEDs. That light strip still looks cool, even though it doesn't light up. So I left them in there. And I also contacted the seller, who never contacted me back for obvious reasons, obviously, to help me with anything. And then I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. It is what it is. If I want to put them in later, I will. I still have the original headlights in pristine condition. But then, as you can see with this headlight, my car sits outside a lot. And I apologize, guys, for it being dirty. It's been raining these past few days off and on. As you can see, this is called overspray. When you get headlights, they come with a clear film on them. And over time, you can see, and you probably see it in older cars where the headlights turn yellow or they get like a film kind of thing on them. It's because the clear coat has peeled off. My clear coat is peeling off. And it's not supposed to do that. Yeah, my car sits in sun, and it kind of stopped. It's not as bad as it was, because I kind of got it re-clear coated a little bit, but that's not supposed to happen. And that was a mistake on my part. It was the first thing. I just thought they were cool. Nobody else's Hyundai Elantra out here had it. I wanted them. It was the first modification that I did to this car. It looked complete. People didn't know what my car was. But started second guessing that, guys. But that's my headlights. Now, you see my headlights do have the eyebrows on there. They're just that. They're plastic eyebrows. They were probably like $5. And they're on there by 3M tape. Shout out to 3M. They make great adhesives for everything. Next, we're gonna talk about my grill. Now, that grill was very expensive for what you see, and it literally is just for aesthetic pleasing. My original grill had ribs, and it had a Hyundai symbol in there. Now, this one, as you can see, it is straight through. You can see my radiator and everything, and most people put grills like that on their cars for their radiator to suck in more air, for the car to have more air, so you can force more air into it so you can get more power out of it. I just think it looked cool. Me being the person that I am, being impatient, I ordered it, put this in on a Friday, and I cracked my whole front bumper. Now, I had this wrap done before I put the grill in there, and I'm gonna show you where I messed up and that I still haven't fixed it, because you can really barely tell in videos, to be honest, or you can barely tell in photos that I take, and most people don't notice it when they look at the car. So I was like, why fix it? Because they wanted $1,200 just to fix the bumper. No. And so let's get into how I cracked it. So when you take this front bumper off, there's a lot of clips that hold the grill in there. I was impatient and I couldn't figure out. I watched multiple YouTube videos on it and everything on my specific car, specific same grill, and I still couldn't get that grill out of there. So I ripped it out and I cracked my front bumper. Cracked it right here, all the way down, as you guys can see, and I cracked it right here in the front, as you guys can see. And it didn't look like this when I first cracked it, but you can still see the damage and where it's done. And freaking out. I was impatient. I really wanted to grill in, and I didn't want to pay anybody to do it. But one thing that I will say is, the next car, paying somebody to do that, or having somebody who is more professional than I am do that, because I repaired it myself. Just a quick repair that I saw on YouTube. I've seen plenty of people. I mean, the cracks weren't bad enough for the bumper to not fit on the car properly or not look good, and I probably end up getting it repaired better than that, not the whole bumper replaced like plenty of auto shops wanted me to do, simply because I don't want to have to put all that stuff back on there. Now that was that. That's the headlights and the grill were the two, I would say, mess ups that I did with my car that I will definitely learn from. All right, now let's talk about, I already talked about the claws. Let's talk about my front lip. Now my front lip is a 3-piece painted ABS plastic. It's hard plastic, and I put it on there myself. I jacked the car up and I bolted screws. Well, I screwed screws with a power drill to put it in there so it wouldn't move. And it's also held on there by 3M tape as well. But I didn't want just the 3M tape. I wanted it had screw holes, and I put the screws in there. Now, I think that looks perfect. I think it looks perfectly fine. It didn't line up correct on my right hand side, but you can't really see it in the wheel well. But that's that. That's my front end, and including my wrap, which I did, I think right after I did my headlights. That's my front end. Now, other than that, other than my headlights and my grill and my bumper, that was really the only mistakes that I've made modifying my first car that I will learn from, and then the companies that I order these parts from. I do my best to research on my Amazon shop. I do my best to research, but you really have to go deeper than that, because a lot of these companies, especially when you're buying online, and especially I would say buy with a credit card so that you can tell them no. Plenty of parts that I bought that I had to call my credit card company because they didn't come, or the company was messing around. So I would say, be careful what you're buying out there, guys. Not everything is Amazon. I'll just tell you that right now. Not everything is Amazon. So let's get into, let's just go into the wrap. Now the wrap, I really originally just wanted how you see the hood, the mirrors, the door handles, the trunk, and the roof. Now the whole A-pillar right here is something extra that my guy in Clayton did for me. He wanted to make it look like the new Camrys, and I said, hey, why not go crazy? Think it looks pretty cool. Doesn't exactly look like the new Camrys, but I think it's something different. I just didn't want the top completely wrapped because a lot of cars do that, and I wanted mine to be different. That's the thing. So next, the things that I did is the rims and tires. So guys, my number one goal for this car when I started modifying this car was to make it as sporty as possible because it looked sporty. It's kind of like a fastback kind of look as you see a lot of cars are going to, Mustangs, Audis, and things like that. So I wanted to make this car as sporty as possible. So I put 18-inch rims on there and performance tires. And when I say, for you guys out there that don't know what performance tires are now, this is a regular daily driver car. It wasn't meant to be fast or anything like that. The original car came with 17-inch rims, 225, 45, 17 tires, all season tires, just regular tires that you would put on any car, put on a Camry or whatever. But performance tires on there. And I went up one size, and I did that not only to be different on the car, but I did that also because the car rides so much smoother and so much less road noise than it used to have when I put those in. And when it's wet outside, being a front wheel drive car and everything, I have no slippage or anything. I can hit the gas straight off the lot and nothing. Now, those performance tires are tires that you will see on a performance car, obviously, but they're harder, and even them being harder and these are wider. So I had two 25s on there, now I have two 45s, which means that the tire is wider, so it's more of the tire, there's more tire on the ground, which makes the ride so much smoother than those 17s and the 225s that I had on there, and it looks so much better with the satin black rims, which you can't really tell they're satin black because they are dirty with brake dust and stuff like that, but satin black rims, there you go guys. 245, 40s, 18s, 18-inch rims, racing rims. They're much lighter than the regular rims, and I forgot how they're made, but they're racing rims, really light. You can't just be riding over potholes and stuff like that like you would in regular rims that are made to do that. I definitely learned my lesson. I was trying to avoid a turtle in the road a few months back, and not seeing the huge pothole leaving my house, I avoided the turtle, hit a pothole, had to replace my front rim and the tire. Not cheap, guys. Not cheap at all. Even though my sponsor kind of took care of it, not cheap, guys. So keep going with the rims and the tires. I put drilled and slotted rotors and carbon fiber mixed with ceramic brake pads on there. The performance, you will probably see them on a Hellcat or anything like that, Hellcat Charger, Challenger, anything like that. And I put those on there because Hyundai makes shit brakes. They make terrible brakes, and I just don't know how to put it. I know plenty of people who own Hyundais and they have the same issues, and if you guys want to see what they look like, this is what they look like. Drilled and slotted. Obviously I can't show you the brake pads simply because they're in the caliber, but drilled and slotted. I think they look with the open wheel design, I think they make it look so much better than the ones that they had. And when you're going high speeds, like highway speeds, and you need to slow down really quick, butter. None of that shaking that you would normally get in brake pads, even on other cars. Butter. I would definitely recommend Power Stop brake kit. It's a few $100s. You get 4 rotors, brake pads all around and everything, get them installed. I definitely would recommend that for any car, not even trying to be performance wise, but they're just good. It's just a good kit. Now, next let's talk about my brake lights. Now my brake lights I did do myself, obviously, as I did most of the car myself. It's not a film. Most cars you see, it's a film. This is actually an $8 can called Nightshade that's specifically for headlights. You spray it on, and that's that. I taped them up. I didn't want my reverse lights to be in there. Taped them up and I sprayed it down. 8 can, you can get it from AutoZone, Walmart, a bunch of different shops, called Nightshade. It's painted on. It's not permanent. Mine is, because I put clear coat on there so it won't come off. But if you want to tint your headlights, guys, Nightshade, $8 can, well worth it, because the tint it yourself with film, or get somebody to do it, it'll cost you $200 or more. Guarantee you every time. I've talked to multiple shops. So Nightshade, guys. Next, you see my exhaust. I do have a custom exhaust. Originally you couldn't see the exhaust at all, and it was on this side and it was facing down. I had a guy that owned the shop for a few years, and I bought the tips. He told me to buy the tips. I bought the tips online from a website called Car ID. Great parts, great service. I would definitely recommend them. And he created me a whole exhaust system. Well, not a whole exhaust system, kind of just the back side of it. And he cut it off, sawed it off, and welded the new pieces on there. There's a Y pipe. It's literally shaped like a Y. It comes down the middle like it was, and then it turns into a Y and comes out. So fully functional exhaust. And I literally did it just to make the car a little louder, but as you can see, and I'll do a remote start for you guys so you can hear it from the back. As you guys saw in the previous video, I did it from the front. Let's do it again. That was the remote start for you again, guys. Not as loud when it's sitting there, but when you hit the gas, it actually gets pretty loud, louder than I thought it would. And the guy even told me, hey, you should cut off your cam so you can so it can be even louder. Definitely don't need to break any like sound laws. Know they're there, don't need to do it. Well, guys, other than my spoiler on the back, that's also put on by 3M. My windows being tinted. That's it, guys. I don't have anything else for you. This is my 2017 Hyundai Elantra, like I said. First car that I ever modified. Just straight, you know, aesthetically pleasing things. I thank you guys for supporting the channel and watching me. I don't know what video I'm gonna post next week, guys, but as you know, every Sunday posting a new video. Stay tuned. Let me know below in the comment section what you guys want to see. Really trying to get more views, subscribers, like, comment, call to action, guys. This is my 2017 Hyundai Elantra. My name is Daquan, and this is my channel, Redline Junkies. And I'll see you guys next time.